Hi, everybody, and welcome to LMP's The Huddle. It's the final week of the regular season, and we're ending it with a bang. You guys voted for our game of the week, and it's a slam dunk, Mannheim Central at Solanco. Keith, talk to us about the Section 2 showdown.
Well, like you said, hard as it is to believe, we are wrapping up the regular season, and this is a great game to end it on. It's a battle for the Section 2 championship, basically, and it puts an upstart team against one of the section's most storied programs in Mannheim Central. But this year, the story is all about Solanco. The Golden Mules are 9-0, looking to wrap up an undefeated regular season. They've already clinched at least a tie for a share of the section championship, so no matter what happens this week, they are at least co-champions. But they want it all to themselves. The last time they had a section title was in 2007. They shared it then. Prior to that, the only championships they've ever won were in 1990 and 1991.
Wow.
So it's been a pretty big drought in
Long
Quarryville.
time coming.
And Quarryville has gone crazy for this team. They've already clinched a berth in the District 3 AAA playoffs, so they're very excited about that. Solanco this year, they have the league's top-ranked offense and its top-ranked defense. They've got a very good three-pronged rushing attack led by Rob Hassel, Noah McCardell, and Prosper Eguizawa. They've proven to be almost impossible to stop. They've scored the second highest point total in the league and allowed the fewest points, so they're really firing on all cylinders. Mannheim Central, meanwhile, kind of a quiet season by their standards when you hold them up to what they've accomplished, but a good season nonetheless. They're 7-2 right now, a game behind Solanco in the section standing. So if they win, they would share the section championship. That would be their first section title since 2013. And this is all under first-year coach Dave Hahn, who took over for the legendary Mike Williams. Like I said, solid season. They're also in the playoffs no matter what happens in AAA. They have the league's number 6 offense, which centers around quarterback Cody Kegeries and running back Damon Camacho. They've struggled a little more on defense than they're used to in Mannheim. They're 13th in the league in yards allowed. But as Dave Hahn says, they've been battling injuries all season. They've lost 4 full-time starters to injury. So, it took a little while for the new kids to find their footing. The challenge this week for them is going to be finding a way to slow down Solanco's triple option attack. And when I spoke to Hahn earlier this week, he seemed to understand that the Barons had their hands full, but he had some ideas about how they could go about keeping Solanco off the field and possibly pulling out a win. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Well, they're 9-0 for a reason. They're pretty good. So they've got a pretty dynamic backfield that starts with a quarterback, but that fullback's pretty good, and they're 2 slots fast. They're quick to get to the outside, and then they've got a nice a set of receivers there that can move down the field and catch the ball. Defensively, what I like about them defensively is they line up in that 3-4, and they just play. There's not a lot of frills to it. They just line up and they come after you and play. We got to try and hold the ball. We don't want to give them the ball because they can score quick, but they can also, they've had 18-play drives, 16-play drives, and they can eat up a lot of clock too when they need to. So our goal has got to be to keep the ball away from them and keep it close and make something happen at the end of the game.
It looks like the Barons have a challenge on their hands this week. And another game to watch for in Section 1 is Mannheim Township and Hempfield. Keith, take it away.
Well, this one should have some extra spice to it because while both teams are out of the running for the section championship, they're still jockeying for position in the District 3 Quad A playoffs. Hempfield's 8-1. They're ranked 4th right now. They're hoping to lock up home field in the first round. Township is 7-2, and they're ranked number 7 right now. So if a loss, and depending on what happens below them, that could drop them down, into the lower half of the bracket where they'd be on the road. So they don't want that. But really, you don't need any extra incentive here. This is one of the best rivalries in the league, if not the best, in pretty much any sport. Hempfield and Mannheim Township, you always want to go see when they play. Like I said, it doesn't matter what sport you're talking about. When Hempfield and Township hook up, it's always going to be a good game, an intense game. So this should be a great one. Always is. It's at Hempfield. I know their students will be crazy for it. Not a far trip for Township. So I think it'll be a really great game, fun one to watch.
Awesome. Well, be sure to follow our live coverage on Friday night on LancasterOnline.com and check back next week for a preview show from District 3 playoffs.
And don't forget, also, you can follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.